introduce it?
Yes.
Welcome to the first episode of the 801 show.
Yay.
Starring myself, Stan Parish.
Me, Tom Watkins.
Me, James Matthews.
We are the 801
film students.
Yeah.
Crew, gang, posse. Okay, what are we talking about first, lads?
Yeah, so we're doing this thing where we... So we'll answer introduce actually, because I just sort of introduce the things.
Okay, we're gonna watch the the most popular movie of every year from 1881 to 2020. So
On Letterboxd.
if two people or one person have seen a film, we just went to the second most popular, and then if someone's seen the third popular.
But some films we didn't do that for, so there'll be cases.
Yeah, if we thought it was a
We just used our best judgment, but
we sort of judged it as we go.
Either way, we're doing a film a year.
We're doing that's the overall message that we're doing a film a year.
And a popular film and that.
So feel free to watch the same ones so you can understand what we're talking about.
It's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time to join in with us now at the beginning because
they're like 1 minute long.
all the films we watch are about a minute to 20 seconds long. So
and on YouTube,
and also all free on YouTube. So very educational.
There's public domain laws.
So should we do like a circle? We introduce one each. So start with James. Start in introducing.
Yeah, the first one. Do you know what it is?
Oh, that's the man.
Yeah.
It's that boy with the and he's naked.
Is he naked?
We saw his
cock. Yeah, true.
Athlete with a pick, innit? I think it's called that.
Yeah, man with a pick.
Don't ask me. I just called him that boy.
That boy with the pick.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's this one about?
It's about a man with a pick, and he does some movements. It's quite brief, but
most of the films we covered on the first 80 from 1880 to 1890, they're very brief.
We saw his cock. So
nudity seems to be a big part of these films.
Get in.
Yeah, women.
Not necessarily just women though. There's men nudity as well.
Boo!
True.
Yeah, well,
But not all nudity. Some are very naturalistic in their approach. This is the second one. Wait, what do we all wait the first one? I can't remember.
Should we go in a circle?
Let's just look at our activity.
I remember why I rated mine.
I think I rated it like a 2.5 probably out of 5. So like a 5 out of 10.
Same, 5 out of 10. What about you, James?
I mean, it didn't make much of an impression on me, so I don't remember. But 6 out of 10.
Oh, you liked it.
Yeah, it's
It's a man with a pick. What can you ask for?
Yeah, exactly. And it pushed forward the medium of film. You got to appreciate it.
Kind of felt more like a stop motion to us than a film, but
yeah,
perhaps.
Same with all of these, really. Well, majority. I guess if we're going in a circle, I'll introduce the second one.
Yeah, do the second one.
So the second one is it's called A Buffalo Running. 1893, I believe.
83, yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's a big, fat, chunky bull doing a run.
I thought he was cute.
Yeah, it was nice.
He's a little cutie.
It's just, it's a tracking shot, if it even is that, I'm not even sure.
It's like a still... I can't even remember.
How did you film that, actually?
Yeah, it's still...
Did it just jogging, please?
Yeah.
Are we going to rate it up now? We found newfound appreciation of it. How did he do it?
How did he do that?
And that's
is it a real ball?
That's always a good thing in a film. If you know how they did it, it kind of takes away the magic.
Yeah.
How did he do that? The camera doesn't pan.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
I swear it doesn't pan.
Maybe they put him on a treadmill.
We'll have to look back on that. It doesn't look like a treadmill.
It definitely doesn't look like a treadmill. No, that is...
Maybe it's been held back on a rope. I don't know, but not much to say. I give it 5.
It's pretty much the first one, but with a ball, to be honest.
Yeah, 5. It's alright.
But the set. James, what did you think of it?
I also gave it. No, I did. I say also, like Man with a Pick, Athlete Swinging a Pick. I gave Buffalo Running a 6 out of 10.
the first one.
Human. Oh wait, though. Any people who remember back in the day on YouTube, the buffalo one reminded me of retarded running horse.
Oh yeah, we looked at that, didn't we?
But don't retard. The word retard is offensive nowadays, and you shouldn't use it.
Amen.
Treat it as a product of its time, just like buffalo running.
Exactly.
Amen. True.
The internet was a different place, a sketchy place.
That's was film.
So was the cinema, which
brings us to the transition.
Segue.
The third one, Human Figure in Motion, made by a guy who I forget his name is, but basically there's just some naked people.
Edward Muybridge.
That guy. There's just some naked people, men and women, sadly, walking up steps with a couple of like angles of them walking up the steps.
You've got the ass shot, you've got the crotch shot, and you've got the side shot where you get some nice tits.
And some of them really got into it, you know.
Yeah, they were jiggling like.
One of the
men
dudes
were
did
really
like a
thick.
proper Beyonce walk.
He did.
He kind of ate it up.
He had the thickums too.
Well, is this 1885?
85 I think. Yeah, not much to say about that. It was just naked people.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why they were naked.
I think I gave that one a 5. I'm just going to double check.
Once again,
I think it's a 5.
I gave this a 6 out of 10.
Why are you giving them 6s and not 5s?
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I am a generous boy.
But why not 5? Why not completely average?
It's not that average. It did
It's literally
something.
the definition of average.
Yeah, it's in the middle, so.
I don't know.
They did nothing wrong. They did nothing well.
I enjoyed the nakedness.
Yeah.
Okay, get it. What you were
Tits,
saying.
10 out of 10.
James, want to take the fourth one? That the first like
Ooh.
semi-interesting one.
Yeah, I'll take the fourth one.
1895.
1885.
No, 86. Because
I feel like you're
It's
lying to me.
Le Homme Machine.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 1885.
Oh, we are. Yeah. Well,
I
okay,
only saw this briefly,
Oh, so
but I liked it. In fact,
Oh, yeah.
I deviated from my go-to 6, and I went for a 7 because I like the minimalism of it, and it was just a vibe, you know.
I'm similar. I definitely upgraded my rating, but not to a 7 to a 6. So I'm kind of. You're always one ahead of me, it seems. You know, I thought it definitely excelled for the time.
Like I just looked it up now, and it's an animated. For anyone who doesn't want to see it, this will interest you. It's basically like the first ever animation. So it's just animated sticks which represent a man walking, but it's done in like so little frames where it looks very fluid. It's pretty good. It's very short, about 15 seconds basically, but it's just cool insight to like the early years of animation.
Yeah,
It tickles your pickle.
It certainly tickled my pickle.
Yeah, it was nice. So now on to 1887, we have Child Bringing Bouquet to Woman.
I don't even remember.
This
Oh,
is
yeah, I do remember
86.
this one.
It's probably one of the first instances of child porn.
I-
As far as I know.
Is just a little naked girl giving a little flowers to her naked mummy. To be fair, mum isn't naked. She's got her boobies out, but like below that,
She's
wearing a towel.
explicitly dressed.
I don't understand the nakedness though. Like,
I guess it was artsy. Then you have those statues and things. It's
Oh
probably
yeah,
replicate that.
true.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably, yeah,
This one, bit of a dud.
I gave it a
Dead-
5.
Yeah,
Downgrade.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
James probably gave it a 6. Am I right?
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? I gave it a 6.
Yeah,
Predictable. Alright. We're going to 1887? No,
Yeah.
1880s, what?
Oh, this one's shit.
Wait, what? We had 2 1887s then.
No, that was 1885. Because
86.
boys, this is too many.
Oh,
years
it's
ago.
different on mine. It's different on IMDb letterbox. That's why.
Yeah, that's where you need to
My
go.
apologies.
Oh, true. This is 1889. Yeah, this is 1887.
Is it?
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
This is 1887.
My bad. My IMDb's different. It says 1887 for the other one as well. So that was 1886 actually.
But yeah, this one 1887, not good. Basically, it's just a really shit version of all the other ones we've seen before this.
It was not like shot flawlessly.
It's not even like it's not in focus. First of all, whereas the other ones are like the naked people walking up the steps, like super in focus. You can see all their jiggles and shit. This one you can barely work out anything.
Yeah.
It's like halfly broke, which not the film's fault obviously, but like you can't even. It's so pointless. He doesn't even walk around the corner, right? It's called man walking around the corner.
It's
There
such a
was
simple premise that
like-
you need to get it right.
I've been rating these quite highly because they're moving forward the genre, you know, the
This doesn't
medium.
move. This goes backwards.
But yeah, exactly. Like all the other films have been doing like good shit before. The only new thing this does is do it badly. Does that deserve praise?
4 out of 10. What are you? What are you guys?
I gave it 2.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I also gave it 2.
Wow, I was
Give it one
generous
star.
on that one. Okay. James, back to you with 88.
Oh,
The interesting one.
Oh, was
The
that
one you
Production
like?
interesting.
Yeah, the one you like.
Round Hay Garden scene?
We also watched the 4K restoration for this as a side note.
It was
Oh yeah, very interesting story behind this one as well.
Yeah.
pretty dang.
Which I'll let someone else explain because I don't want to explain the story behind it.
Uh,
The story, the
Yeah, sure.
conspiracy.
So, it's got a couple people in it. It's got some quite noble people, as you did have in those days. The first interesting fact is that the camera was made by the person who's doing a walk. And the second interesting fact is that he disappeared a month later, or something like that, and his body or his luggage was never found. So that's kind of strange. It's quite eerie watching that as well. Something about black and white and silence is just eerie, especially knowing that guy's going to just disappear.
Even the film is eerie in itself, just like the way he walks, paces around
It's
a
very
garden.
still.
I don't know. I like the way he walked. I thought it was a fun walk.
You
was-
would.
yeah.
You give 6s out, so you would.
Yeah. I just have different taste and different.
Yeah, like
Criteria.
yeah.
The production was definitely not production, like the kind of I don't know, trivia. Yeah, the
Yeah,
trivia.
the trivia is more exciting than the
Yeah.
actual film. The film is basically the one before, but in focus. It's also by the same guy.
Well, it wasn't really in focus because of the
True.
restoration, but you know,
It's
I guess
more in focus with the first one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a good standard.
It was salvageable.
He
Yeah.
learned a year later. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give that one a 5.
I think I can also give it a 5. Yeah.
Production, no, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean trivia, but yeah, it's just not
But
related.
the next one, James, you like this one, I think. It was basically just a shot of like a city.
Yeah, the composition wasn't naff,
Well, yeah, but we had photos before that where I did the same thing,
That's
so
true.
I don't find it
but
impressive.
it's
Yeah.
moving.
It's literally just a picture, but like
Well-
with more of them.
This will surprise you because I didn't go with my typical 6. I wasn't as forgiving. I went with a 5. It was quite average, really. But you know, there's still things to say about it.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. What it is. Leisurely pedestrians, open top buses, and handsome cabs with trotting horses. So if you like that,
It's quite a to the point title, isn't it? Well, it's not to the point, but it's very matter of fact.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like there's a bigger story behind it, but at the same time,
you know, if you're looking for a film with leisurely pedestrians, open top buses, handsome cabs, and trotting horses,
You got
then
your
you'll
covered.
love it. But
we got you covered.
yeah,
So
I give it a 4.
I think I give it the same, to be honest. No, I gave it a 2.
Oh wow.
It was just really fucking boring.
Oh, the last one though.
Oh, don't get me started on this one. James, you talk about it though, because it's your turn.
I kind of liked it. It was kind of a vibe. It was all exposed and shit. It was all eerie and sort of
Do you want to explain what it is?
I mean, I can't really.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
I don't know.
The-
What was it?
it was filmed for a kaleidoscope, I think, or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that much. Yeah, there we go.
I don't really know the
No, it wasn't. No,
exact.
On
technique.
Letterboxd it says experimental film made to test the original cylinder format of the kinetoscope and believed to be the first film shot in the United States. It shows a blurry figure in white, which was really cool. It's like a ghost
Yeah.
standing in one place, making large gestures, and it's only a few seconds long.
I know you guys won't know what I'm on about, but I have a feeling that this was referenced in Twin Peaks because there's loads of old things that seem to be referenced in Twin Peaks, and there's like this creature in this glass box, which really
That
reminded
makes
me of
sense
this.
for the kinetoscope
And
as
also,
well.
it's in a glass box,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Okay, Lynch.
if you think
fanboy.
Twin Peaks is in a TV, you know, I'm just saying, I drew the connection. I drew the connection.
I'll wrap it up on these 1800s films. This one was called Monkey Shines, and there was no monkey, so that's why I didn't give it anything above a 6-star. But yeah, it was pretty. It's probably the coolest one we watched out of these.
Yeah, most experimental.
Oh yeah, I
so
gave it a 6 out of 10.
I gave 6
If we had to rank, what would you say are the top 3 you would recommend to people to watch? If I'll do my rank, I'd recommend the one we just talked about, Monkey Shines, the animated one. I forget what it's called, and probably the human figure in motion. They're my top 3.
I don't even know if I
I
can
would go with
disagree.
your first 2,
Yeah,
but I would sub out
human figure in motion.
Human Figure in Motion for Round Hay Garden scene.
Fair.
I kind of agree because I think the Round Hay Garden scene is quite cool in the fact that it's like the first home video, not like an art piece.
Yeah, I just love women. What can I say?
I'm probably the same. Monkey Shine number 1, stop motion number 2.
I just like how I made the image of a man walking, just like
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm right. I'm kind of tied third with the man with the pick and the Roundhead because
they're both very.
yeah, I mean, the manual pick is just great just because it's the first, really. Well, the first, I don't know.
I
Definitely
think,
one of the first.
we'll do the first as we keep you updated on when we do these films. I'll probably do like 10 in bunches for the first couple of ones, or maybe 5. We'll cut down to 5 now because they're a bit longer.
To 95 next.
Yeah.
Once it gets like 10 minutes longer, I can start doing it.
Yeah, that makes
one
sense.
at a time.
We got some interesting ones next time as well to talk about. Speaking of interesting things to talk about, what else have we been watching, boys?
Yeah, he wants to introduce.
I'm not James. You found it. You can introduce it. You know more about it than me.
I have a subscription to the BFI player because I'm a cool guy, and it's very reasonable. I mean, I'm not sponsored by them, but £5 a month, pretty good. Good selection of films. They got Werner Herzog, Wim Wenders. They've got Akira Kurosawa, Yasuhiro Ozu. All your favourites. If you want to be the enlightened film boy, get the BFI player. But enough promotion aside.
This isn't sponsored by the way.
Yes, I prefaced that. Me and Tom, we are looking through it, looking for shit to watch. And the thumbnail for the 2010's Uncle Boonmee Who Can Recall His Past Lives really stuck out to us.
Because it's basically like it's like a black mist creature with like dark in red eyes.
Probably the best part about the film was
the best part about the film is just like I recommend. I probably will put if this is like a video film.
The thumbnail was a lot more saturated, I think, and I think the film.
It's almost like misleading.
It was very striking, and it was striking in the film as well. But
I think just watch the first 20 minutes.
The film overall
could have been a short film.
Despite being a Palme d'Or winner, like Palme d'Or winners, like they're not all that sometimes, I watched one called The Square from, I believe, might be in 2017. Wasn't all that. So they don't always get it right. I mean, it's not it's not always a Parasite, You kind of go in with high hopes, but it's a slow burn. I would like.
Yeah, the way the film is shot is very open. I guess that's the way to describe it.
Yeah,
it leaves a lot to interpretation, but the way you interpret it is really annoying.
Yeah,
it's not like we're against that sort of thing because we've seen other things and we like it, like Mulholland Drive. James hasn't seen, but we both like it. So.
It's a slow burn.
So there's a lot of wide shots.
A lot of wides, mostly wides.
Takes go on a long time. Like a scene will finish and the camera will just keep on rolling in that scene, which is interesting. Probably has some hidden meaning, but we haven't.
It's a bit too much though, and the colour palette is so flat that it's just like
which you guess from the poster and thumbnail is like this super extravagant, like super dark, rich green, and then the red eyes. But the film's so dull.
It's like it's designed to make you fall asleep, honestly.
Yeah. We were struggling.
Do we want to move into some spoilers?
Yeah.
About it?
Spoiler territory. So if you want to get Uncle Boonmee,
you're probably not going to miss much though.
You're not going to miss much because we don't even know how to spoil it.
So like things that
what can you spoil?
Things that really stuck out was that one shot where the
woman
Auntie Jen's
ghost
sister appeared. It took Tom.
Yeah. Well, to set the scene, so there's basically like this wide shot of like a dinner table scene where like 3 characters towards the like right hand of the screen are all talking, and a lot of the left side of the screen of the table is left open. And as you like engage with the characters and the wide like continues to take place, a character just appears on the left. Very slowly, just like appears, like fades in.
Yeah,
and it took me a while to even like the other 2 saw it straight away, but I didn't see it, and it was like a bit like whoa.
Yeah,
this is trippy.
I mean, it still was shocking though. It still was shocking.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, can you see that?
And that was quite early on in the film, and we were all like, oh, we have high hopes now. This is going to be.
Yeah, and then bloody Boone's song, the black creature with the red eyes appeared.
Yes, true.
I just think it should have ended off at dinner table scene and been a short film.
I kind of was disappointed seeing him in close up. I kind of just like the silhouette and the red eyes look. It reminds me a little bit of the Jawas from Star Wars. Not that Tom has seen Star Wars. And Stan, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do. Yeah, but not really. Like I have seen them. They're not like that close to me. So.
So he appears, and that's quite interesting. But like, it was a bit disappointing. Then it's revealed that he mated with one of them, and that's why his hair.
A monkey spirit he mated with.
Yeah, it was very strange.
That stuff was great, but
I wish they did more of those. They were so visually striking and interesting.
But after that, the film sort of takes a detour to a princess
who gets fucked by a fish.
So like we jokingly so basically this princess goes into a cave and then she
goes into under a waterfall. I don't think it was a cave. The cave.
Yeah, it's a lake, wasn't it?
Oh,
that's later on. The family goes into a cave.
You're remembering it wrong because you just didn't like it.
So
I don't blame me.
I thought the lake was in the cave.
No, she looked into a reflection. There's like the pretty version of her and shit, and then she went in.
Maybe I thought it was the same cave. Okay, I'm stupid. I'll have to check that. But yeah, so she went into.
But will you check it? Will you check it?
No, I won't. But yeah, anyway, she went into a lake and catfish. What even happened?
It ate her out.
Yeah.
So we
performed cunnilingus.
Yeah, she got fucked by a catfish. We jokingly said that was going to happen and it actually happened. And then the film just takes this complete... you'll probably listen to this saying, how is a princess getting fucked by a catfish? And what we just talked about in the first half of the film connected at all? The answer is they're not.
Yeah, it's just it's literally a mess of just random themes thrown together.
Yeah, even when we were reading about it, there's themes about communism and shit. It makes no sense. But
yeah, I do like that sort of thing sometimes, but that was just it was just not enjoyable. Usually you can draw themes together and things like that, but that was just complete clusterfuck of just cool-ish ideas.
Yeah, did I mention?
Sometimes
did I mention that on here that it reminded me of Tarkovsky?
Yeah, the slow takes. Yeah,
the long takes just remind me of Tarkovsky. And if you like Tarkovsky, good for you. But his work is not for me. It's very long. I mean, maybe I need to give it another watch. But yeah, quite hard to watch. And this was quite hard to watch. So yeah,
I got a lot of his films on the watch list, so I'll check those out.
Should we finish talking about Uncle Bodhi with the cave thing?
Yes.
Oh
yeah, we were oh my god.
How do we explain this?
I wasn't convinced by this, but these guys were, and
so
it kind of blows my mind.
We were an hour and a half into the film or something, and the main characters were going through into this cave, and I jokingly said that the cave looks like a cock and balls. The shape. The shape of the cave looks like a cock and balls, and we all jokingly laughed about it. Haha, funny. Then the film kept on going, then we thought back to the fish fucking scene and birth, and then Stan realised maybe the cave is a metaphor for
the womb,
for birth.
How the fuck I got that right?
And then later on it's revealed that actually is what's going on.
Yeah, there was a pool of there's a little fish in it, and I was like, that's got to be sperm, and it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't even so. They just went, oh, we're in a womb.
Yeah, the characters literally just said we are in a womb, and I was like, oh.
Kind of ruined it. I was actually starting to draw some theories, and then
they just confirm our theories.
Yeah, it's it was trying to be you wouldn't understand what's going on, but then one things you started to have theories about, they'd clarify. So it's just
yeah, I don't really want to talk about the end of the film because it sort of just angered me.
What even happened at the end of the film?
The monk, the monk guy went into the shower and then came out, and then
there's two of them.
Yeah.
And they're watching TV.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
It feels so.
He didn't really explain it well, but we're also in spoiler territory, so watch the film if you want to understand what we're on about.
I mean, don't watch the film actually. Actually, watch it if you want to, but we don't recommend watching it.
I reckon listen to us first and be like, what the fuck, then watch it.
If you want to be a completionist and watch all the Palme d'Or winners, go for it. Yeah.
If you're interested in a princess getting fucked by a catfish and
a pussy for a cave. No, a cave for a pussy.
Oh, a cock and ball.
Cock and ball cave.
Cock and ball cave, and a weird red-eyed monster who's a hairy man. Spoiler. Hairy spirit even. Yeah, check it out, but we don't recommend.
What do we rate it?
Yeah, true.
5. It had some merit.
I gave it a 6.
They gave it a 6 as well, actually. Yeah.
I did give it a 6 initially, but I went it down with more. I thought
just because some of the shots are quite cool.
Yeah, it had things to like about it, but then the things I disliked about it equally outweighed it, so I made it a 5 in the end. But it was just as much positives as it was negatives, so 5 for me. He wants to introduce Save the Last Dance.
Oh, should we explain the context and how we discovered?
Yeah, are we going to discuss them in order?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, we'll discuss the context.
For the record, we watch these backwards.
There is a reason why. So we went to a charity shop and we decided to pick up. Let's find a really shit movie but looks awful. So we found this one called Save the Last Dance 2, which is basically about a ballerina girl who wants to fit into the hip hop scene and dance her way to a guy's heart. Like what?
I don't know.
What is the story? It's a sequel to a movie we haven't seen.
Hence the 2 and the title.
We didn't really know what we thought it was going to be shit. We were right.
So we start with the first?
Yeah, the first.
2001, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, you are right. 2001.
Year before I was born.
I was born.
So, I thought this one was alright. You know.
It was, in comparison to the second, which is the first
Yeah,
run.
it's kind of just stood out more just because of that.
It's
it was
a lot better thematically.
I don't know if this I mentioned it in my Letterboxd review. I don't know if just how bad the second one was made this one look so great in comparison, but I didn't expect to enjoy it that much. It was engaging.
Yeah, we were very engaged.
It was one of those things where it's just like, it's kind of like one of those guilty pleasure sort of films, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It has its moments as well, but I'm pretty like.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say it has its moments where like, that was a good scene, but it also has its moments where you're like, what?
Yeah.
How does this happen?
It was a mixture of things, Overall, though, it was more consistent than the second. It was just overall pretty good.
Yeah, it deals with themes of race a lot better in the first one. Mainly because it's directed by a black guy.
Yeah, the characters felt a bit more real.
Yeah. With like a topic as sensitive as it is about like a girl going into black culture, you'd expect a black person to make the film.
Yeah, it was just the right thing to do. Like,
a lot of the themes were like directed towards black people in this one as well, relatable to them.
And it kind of had like issues with both sides, which every character had their own perspective,
which worked a lot. No one was favoured as well. Like from the protagonist's point of view. You can see where she's coming from, but everyone else around her feels like they're equally as important. Yeah, and they felt like, why are we letting this white person be the center of attention? Which is exactly what the second one did, and didn't comment on it. It was just actually, she is going to be the center of attention.
But going back to the first one,
it's still not one bit more actually.
I don't know. There was things that were good, like we mentioned. There's good scenes, and if we're going to go into spoilers. Yeah, because there is things to discuss. There's something, definitely something I'm going to discuss with Tom in a minute.
What have I done?
It's very personal.
Yeah, things I liked was I get in comparison to the second one. This one just made the characterization of Sarah just seem a lot more, fleshed out and interesting.
It makes sense. Like
this film was just a lot more nuanced. I liked how the film was cyclical in structure. In that the person who she was mad at the beginning of the film, her mum, was on her way to her performance.
Her death scene was funny.
And it was a funny death scene. And she was killed. And this time, it didn't happen, the person she was mad at, Derek, coming to the performance, it was poetry. Like George Lucas said about the prequels. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
There's also like tie-ins and like kind of foreshadowings and things like that, and just overall
and then
arcs.
That sequence being intercut with Derek and the what if scenario, not an exact what if scenario, but as in like implied what would have happened to him had he gone with this character Malachi. It was quite there was a bit of conflict there. That the editing with that, that added a bit of tension as well. Like, what if he does turn out like the mother, what if he does get caught in the crosshairs?
Yeah, because we were theorising about that.
So and that was just a nice touch. But what I'm going to talk about to Tom is you found it particularly funny when the characters, Sarah's dad
is the fucking worst actor ever.
No, he was alright. He was earnest. I liked it.
No, he was shit.
These guys are just mean.
No,
shit actor.
Either way, there's a plot involving him fixing up her room because she had to go live with him, and they were estranged. And basically, he warns her that her room now fixed up, the paint is still wet. And that just got us thinking, because the scene showed all the walls had stuff on them. So he's got paint on her property. Like the bed was up against the wall. There were cushions up against the wall. There were wall hangings on the wall,
like posters.
One of
them was like a rug as well.
So it was quite contradictory. And Tom, which he's a bit like he is now, was just pissing himself at it. It was just Yeah, so
It's the image. It's the image of the dad picking it all up. So we laugh.
yeah,
It's the image, but the
definitely.
if the wall is hypothetically wet, the fact that he's not only put one thing back in the wet wall, he's
Just
continued to put everything back up on this wet wall, and not realise when he obviously knows it's wet as well.
And it's not even on the IMDb goofs. You know?
yeah, we looked on MDB Goose and it was just like, oh, this person wasn't wearing a jacket when they were in the shop before and shit, and that was not mentioned, and we all noticed it, which just doesn't. I don't understand how.
Yeah.
It was strange.
So if you're entering into this film with our spoilers now, definitely look out for that because
It's just funny as fuck.
it is quite funny.
Also, just pay attention to the guy's performance. It's just really funny.
Yeah, it's really like when you look at like a really early rehearsal.
Yeah,
It's like a read through.
yeah, it's like a read through.
What's he done? What's he been in?
Just that.
Yeah.
Just that.
Some like TV movies or something.
Is that everything everyone else will say on that one? 'Cause I only had the wet pink thing to talk about.
Yeah, I don't really know what. It was definitely like. Should we talk about like the? I think mainly as opposed to the second one, but this one was basically just like, oh, the second one's shit, and this is what it should have been like. But you know, the club scenes and stuff were really like
The set design was pretty
structured.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy
The club felt
Terry Kinney,
nice.
the guy who played Roy, the dad. He's been in some stuff since. He's been in Michael Mann's The Last of the Mohicans. Or actually, that was before. But he was in recently Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, which might not have been a good film, but it's a job.
No, I've never heard of it, so I don't know.
Yeah, he was also in The Firm, starring
was
Tom
fun.
Cruise. Sleepers, which I don't know. Yeah, Mile 22, which was recent. You might have seen that. I didn't know.
I've heard of that.
How's that guy still got a job? Like,
Yeah, maybe improved. You know, maybe that role just wasn't for him.
Yeah, but the script, probably the weakest. I don't know.
it wasn't terrible.
Well, it's not a bad script. It's
The story and the commentary was good. Perhaps the dialogue.
The dialogue's the only thing.
Some
I
of the
could
dialogue
But as
was
opposed to the
authentic,
second one, it
As
was
opposed to the
so much better.
so much better than the second. The second one is embarrassing because, as we should say, yeah. So the first one was made by a black guy, pretty well known director. I thought, like I knew another film
And
already.
it felt kind of personal. It had like a voice to it
Yeah.
and stuff.
And
Like a
Sarah, the main character, she was played by Julia Stiles, who was in 10 Things I Hate About You, which I'm curious to see. I kind of want to see that. It's on.
Should we move on to the second one now?
Yes,
This is the funnier one.
because Julia Stiles gets replaced with Mr. Brightside music videos, Isabella Miko.
Not only the main character gets replaced, so does the director.
Yes.
This time we have a snobby old white guy as the director of the movie.
He was the most punchable guy ever.
Yeah, he has like a big like puffy V-neck. Not
Yeah.
V-neck, too.
And you the other guy, the bald guy.
Yes, David Petrarca.
Fucking so tired.
He's got the brown glasses on as well.
Fucking so good.
Yeah, so the
Like a
second one.
rich, try-hard biker.
The second one does everything that the first one is against, which is really funny.
Yeah, it was like the message of the first one that they just and
Also,
they're like, actually, let's do what he was saying not to do.
So I guess we'll establish the first one ended with her getting into what's it called?
The Juilliard School.
Juilliard. She gets
Notable alumni include Christopher Reeves, Jessica Chastain, Kevin Spacey, big nonce. Who else? Yes, you know,
big stars.
big stars.
Big
You know,
stars.
Robin Williams, for God's
Huge
sake.
star. Huge star.
Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, TV's Batman, great guy.
Yeah. So she gets accepted into the school, and the second one's basically her just like going into the school and now pursuing her ballerina.
Forgetting about her past boyfriend and just
Yeah,
moving on
forgetting
to
about
the new
everything
one,
she just learned.
who is the most like. It's like the white person's interpretation of a cool black guy.
Yeah,
Like-
you can tell the script is written by a white guy compared to the first one.
Yeah, it's so.
We were doing we were doing a drinking game for this. Well, I say we.
Well, yeah, everyone kind of stopped at this point, but I was going on strong.
We're like one of the drinks drinking rules.
And the thing is that these rules were the first one, and they just worked so much
Yeah,
better
they
in the
just-
second one.
Yeah, so one of the rules was like a character the character says something really white.
Yeah, and she was
Something
saying
like that.
such like, "Oh, that's rad."
That's him. Wow, that's gangster.
It was so bad.
So yeah, there was a lot of that. It was just obnoxiously like how a white person would be like.
Yeah, and the black characters weren't any better. It was all like.
So the first one felt like the black characters were more characters, like had more character to them than the main white girl. Like not more character, equal amount. They're equally as important. But in the second one, their character is that they are being black. Like that stereotype.
Right, these are the black guys, and the white girl's going to come in to save the day.
Yeah. So in the first one, like the girl has. Have we even explained the plot of the movie yet?
They're saving the last dance. I don't really know what that is, actually. They didn't really do that. Okay, well, go back to the first one. She's basically trying to win this dance competition, I guess.
No, she's trying to get accepted to Juilliard.
Yeah, she's trying to get accepted to Juilliard. And yeah, she starts off, she's a ballet dancer typically, but then she kind of, because she's had to move to this more ghetto area since she has to live with her dad now, she's been kind of introduced to the hip-hop scene, and there's some conflicts with her race and things like that, so it's quite interesting. But then, the second one, why... Actually, it's not even in a ghetto or anything, so I don't really understand how that happened.
Yeah, it's just... in the second one, the same character recasted is now at the Juilliard, and she now has her hip-hop knowledge, and she decides to flex it and become a know-it-all white saviour, essentially.
Yeah, she's the best person in the whole club, whereas in the first one, she was the, like...
She was the underdog, she was the fish out of the
water. By the end, she was good, but she still wasn't, like...
Which wasn't good, she was acceptable.
Yeah, she was like, she finally became part of that group.
She fit in.
Yeah. Before she was like an awkward white girl, and then at the end she fit in. But then the second one, she comes in, she does her dance
off with like the coolest girl there.
Yeah.
The first day.
And she's like she's the shittest character. She's like, she does that kind of like the over dramatic like head knock. And it was
my god.
Are you talking to me? So it was really fucking bad. It was really bad.
Most of the remember the first dance sequence and the second one where it's like a green screen.
Oh yeah, that was the opening.
I kind of want to rewatch that one bit because maybe it would explain a bit of context as to where Derek from the first film went. He was quite a good character to be.
Yeah, he became a doctor.
Yeah, but like
he went to Bridgman or something.
Green something.
Yeah.
Or something town. I don't know. Either way, but we don't really know where he went in the second film. As in,
they literally replaced him.
Yeah,
they literally replaced him.
We need a new love interest now.
Yeah,
it's really scummy, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it makes the main character so dislikable.
If we could control the canon of these films, the second film would not be canon.
Arguably, being some of the three biggest fans of the franchise now. We have our say, and we do not accept the second film as canon in the Last Dance universe. Say the Last Dance universe. It's not canon.
It's really awful. It's the most offensive thing I've seen in modern day, to be honest. Like, in terms of, I mean, I saw Birth of a Nation not long ago, so obviously that takes the cake, but in terms of past 10 years, it's pretty terrible.
I can't even remember how it ended. Oh yeah! Wow. The awful ending when it doesn't make sense, because everyone, goes to that side. And then the next shot is them all behind her when they're like, yeah.
Oh, the ballet thing.
Yeah, you could no, not that. When she goes to the hip hop class, and then the instructor of the hip hop class is like, we need you, and then she's like, yeah, you couldn't do it without me. I'll teach all you guys how to hip hop like me.
Do you remember that? So in the first one, it's like she kind of ends up going to this club because she makes a friend and then she takes her out, sort of thing. And in the second one, the way that she gets into the hip hop scene is she joins this class and it's like, what is hip hop? And it's got all the fucking names on the side on the board and stuff.
So bad.
It's really stupid.
Yeah. Also, the second one is shot like a TV show.
Yeah, the first one was shot with some kind of.
Yeah, the first one had some really cool angles, really nice sets.
Establishing shot.
Yeah.
It was just a
good film. Just felt like a good cinema movie. But the second one felt like something you was
you tune in
halfway through on TV and be like, what is this?
Yeah, 2 p.m. You're just tucking it on Dave.
It's quite it's not worthy of Dave.
No, it's I don't know.
The film was
it's
the most when you know the first director.
It's pretty telling. It's an MTV movie.
True. Oh yeah, so if you're tuning in,
that makes sense. Yeah, the first director obviously had some level of passion to it.
He wanted to do it. It felt like he actually had
a passion project, and then your guy just came in and was like, "All right, money time."
All right, we need some white girl to be better than the black people.
Yeah, we don't really know why we watched it.
And the most annoying bit was when it was actually black people aren't that bad.
Oh my god.
It was and it had actually he plays the piano.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the twist.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so basically, fuck, how do we explain this?
There's the conflict in this film is there's the
ballet teacher.
Yeah, who's like hip hop isn't real dance.
The French ballet teacher who's like
French.
She had a French name, didn't she?
She had a French name, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she was like, hip hop isn't real dance. And then it turns out that the love interest, the token black guy, was actually her son, her adopted son, I assume.
Which we
Not necessarily. Maybe he was.
not adopted.
I think
Not adopted. Her husband's back.
Huh?
Yeah, in the photo I remember.
that guy was not half.
He might.
I'm
have
sorry,
Been, he might not have been half, but they were trying to pass it off as half.
yeah, it'd be too obvious if he was half.
Yeah, her husband
Somehow we
was
still guessed it. So we still guessed it.
It literally makes no sense for that to be the reality, but it somehow is. We have a thing for just guessing what goes on in these movies for some reason.
Yeah, and it works. That's how you know it's a shit film.
We
actually
really
managed to
just guessed
these-
the entire
yeah.
plot.
Yeah, the ending. We're like, there's going to be hip hoppy over the
Yeah.
ballet.
No. At the very end of the film, didn't we say
Freeze frame.
It was a freeze frame.
Oh, yeah.
With a shot and
And then
obviously a freeze frame.
did a shot, but Tom didn't because Tom's the
Yeah,
sensible
pussy.
guy.
I can't lie. I did have a lot of fun watching this, but that was only because we were in shots.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Maybe we watched them in the right order though.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know if I would have seen the second one.
Yeah, if we didn't watch if we watched the first one first, and I was like, oh, this is the second one there, we'd be like, okay, let's not watch it.
Yeah, I was gonna I was probably just another mediocre film.
Yeah.
No, the other one was a bit better than average, so I give it. Oh yeah, we didn't give ratings. First one I gave 6, a bit better than average.
Yeah, I gave 6, which is remarkably the same as Uncle Boonmee. So this is
That is
on
strange.
tier with a Palm d'Or.
Palm d'Or on it. That is strange.
Wow, what do you give the first one?
6.
Okay, second one.
No. Yeah, the second one I gave it like a 1.
Yeah, same.
I gave it a 2 at first,
Oh,
and
one,
now
yeah,
I'm giving it
yeah.
a 1. I've
all
seen
did 2 and 1.
Yeah.
I think we all did the same thing. We all went from
Yeah.
2 to 1.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just so offensive to the original director.
Yeah, it just pisses me off. Honestly, it's like the most soulless,
It doesn't even make. It doesn't even
Doesn't tick any
establish
boxes.
on the first one either. Elaborate on it. It's just completely.
We've got this scenario.
Nuance, makes the main character annoying and know-it-all, white saviour.
The only thing that was the same from the last one was the fact that she went to Juilliard or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that carried through.
Yeah,
There's
and her
literally
name.
there was no likable characters in the second one either. Like the best friend comedy relief character, the eye patch, was so annoying.
What the fuck was the eye patch about? This is
Still
just
don't
tons of an eye patch for 10 minutes, and
one of the
that's it.
characters turns
That
into
was
an eye patch.
definitely a real life issue they had to
Yeah,
incorporate in the film.
it makes no
Because they couldn't go over their
Yeah, she was like,
shooting days.
"Oh, I fell over in gym class."
what was the reason? It's not even funny. What is the reason for it?
They definitely had a number of shooting days, and
Yeah.
they couldn't
And
afford.
she's definitely in an accident or something, and oh fuck, what are we gonna do now? Oh, I know, eye patch. I will write it in. We'll write it in.
Stupid.
Yeah, just what other characters were there in the second one made no sense. Was that
All
it?
of them.
Was that it? Oh yeah, the one guy, the curly haired guy, the hip hop, the guy who helped the hip hop one and dated the eye patch girl.
Yeah.
Oh, who the fuck was
He had
that
a funny
again?
voice as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a really funny voice.
Oh, the white guy. Who's
Yeah.
What was the funny thing? Sorry.
Barney and Friends or something.
Yeah.
What was the funny thing we were laughing at? He was saying he said something so stupid.
Yeah,
I swear it was the Bonnie and Friends.
Yeah,
one,
Barney
wasn't
and Friends. He says something like, oh,
Oh yeah.
Barney and Friends with this girl or something. He's like, alright.
Body and friends with this girl. It was terrible.
It's literally a white version of the first one
Yeah,
for a more white audience.
yeah, it was like.
I don't
Alright,
know.
this time we're gonna go for a white audience because that's what America really want. That's my America.
Yeah, we watched the director talk about it. The second director, and he's just such a just a twat.
I really didn't like him. Yeah. I hope he never works in a film.
He's only ever done one other film, so your wish is granted. It wasn't even a film; it was a TV show.
He doesn't deserve it. He's just terrible.
2015 film by Eduardo Casanova, 3 minutes long, called Eat My Shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're talking about that as well.
Might as well.
Why not?
It's
So
stuck
we were
now.
bored after we watched. Was it Save the Last Dance? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
After we watched the
Second
last
one.
dance too, yeah, we were like, oh, let's watch some weird shit, and then we found a movie called Eat My Shit. It's like how long was it? Like 3 minutes long? 5 minutes long?
Yeah, something like
3 minutes, yeah.
And it's just a girl with an arsehole for a mouth.
that. And then she shits on a receipt.
Yeah, and it just shits on
The
on our
prosthetic,
receipt.
the makeup, you know, and the concept was novel, you know.
For a 3-minute film, you know, I think it was pretty good. So
Yeah.
it's only 7 for me. Not much to really say though. It was just a fun
Yeah,
little
if you
film.
want to see someone shit out of their mouth, I'd recommend watching it.
I gave it.
That's a thing.
I gave it a 5, but like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it per se.
It's pretty. I actually would. If there's one thing, it was. No, if
Yeah.
there's one thing I was going to recommend to watch, it'd be the Kaleidoscope thing. That's literally the best one we saw. Out of all the movies you mentioned.
Should we do a top 3 of everything we talked about today?
Yeah, go on then. I'd say, if I had to update it, Monkey Shines, then Save the Last Dance 1, then the animated one.
Maybe, yeah, I'd say the same then, yeah.
I'd say the same except David Last Dance 1 is the top and the Monkey Shine is number 2.
That's fair, yeah. They're interchangeable, really. Those, if there's any one, any two we'd recommend is those two.
I mean, it's not high praise.
It's
though,
not, yeah.
that we're comparing it to like a really early film.
We haven't watched anything that incredible for this
It's a bit
episode.
of a dud, but film evolved. And so will our tastes.
And so will our skill at this podcast. This is just the first episode, you know.
Yeah,
we're
bit
not
scuffed, but
we're not the most good presenting just now, but
We'll
I'm
get
sure
there.
we'll develop over time. This will probably come out fairly frequently.
yeah. Hashtag wet paint.
Yeah. Wet paint for life.
That's all I have to say. So yeah, we're gonna.
Don't put paintings on your wet wall. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Cheers.